Hi guys, it's Erin from Go Erin Go, and I thought we haven't done a video Q&A in a while, so we would do one this month. I've been getting a lot of questions lately about what it means to be an venture philanthropist and how to actually launch your venture philanthropist life, which is great. I love questions like that, so I thought we'd chat about that today. The first question comes from Jeff, who's interested in knowing how you actually start living your life as an venture philanthropist. And so I kind of thought we'd start by actually defining what that means. So to me, a venture philanthropy is really about three main ideas. The first one is pushing boundaries. And so this I really mean sort of both physical boundaries and emotional boundaries and mental boundaries. So really just making sure that you move beyond your comfort zone and get out there and think of new ideas and put yourself in a situation where you're having to challenge yourself. That's actually a large component of it. Secondly, it's about continual learning, so that you're really curious about what's going on in the world today, about social issues, what's around the next corner. So it's that sort of intellectual curiosity that's also a large part of being an venture philanthropist. And thirdly, it's about giving back, of course, whether it's donating money or volunteering your time or expertise, or really just becoming engaged in advocacy issues about issues you care about. And so those are the three main broad concepts, I think, that really define who a venture philanthropist is: pushing boundaries, continual learning, and giving back. So when Jeff asked how I actually became a venture philanthropist, it's actually a very evolved process, right? So you look at the big 2-year trip I took and how I sold everything and went on it, which is absolutely the extreme, right? But it probably took me about 3, 4, 5 good years to sort of get to that point. It first started for me when I made the decision to leave the corporate world and sort of transition from working in corporate banking to the nonprofit space, and then again taking a step further and being a consultant so that I could have more time off, so I could do more things I really loved. So I was looking to actually decrease the stress in my life and create more time and space to do the things that I really enjoyed, like volunteering and traveling and reading and writing, all those types of things. So that was one part of it that took several years to actually really move my life in that direction I wanted to go in. The second thing is really about minimalizing sort of the things that you have. And so I have a living mini philosophy that I follow, where I have very, very few tangible things in life. Not a lot of clothes, very few shoes, things like that. So that, again, I don't spend time sort of maintaining, buying, fixing these things, but can actually go out into the world and really sort of engage in things I love, which is either hiking or kayaking or, again, volunteering. And so, again, it's about creating the time and space in your life to really focus on what it is that you enjoy and can have the biggest benefit for you down the road. So, again, don't think that being a venture philanthropist, it's really just going from 0 to 100, but instead it's all these baby steps that you take and the choices that you make day in and day out as you move in your life in the direction of being much more engaged philanthropically in your neighborhood and in your own world that you create. I'm also getting a lot of questions lately from people like Catherine and Sam and Tracy and Moon and P, who are asking about how to actually finance your life as a venture philanthropist. So for me, I didn't really receive any outside donations for it. So when I went on the big 2-year trip, I used my own savings. I had been saving to buy a house, and so I used that money to finance the trip for 2 years. And then when I sold everything I owned, that's what started my charitable fund. So I didn't really get any outside donations. I know a couple of these individuals are asking, sort of going publicly to ask people to finance their venture philanthropist lifestyle, which is a little tougher, right? I mean, I think definitely your inner circle, your friends and family are willing to give a donation to help you go out and live a dream of yours, whether it's kind of riding elephants in Laos or going to see the orangutans in Borneo, whatever it is. But beyond that, it's going to be hard for people to give you a donation, because it's really not a donation, right? Because you're not a nonprofit charity, even though what you might be doing on the road is volunteering, or you plan to give money to charities as you travel, you're still not actually a nonprofit organization, and so there is no sort of tax deduction or formal standing. So what it is actually is just a gift from individuals to another person so they could go out and do good works, which is fine, but I think it's just hard to get large-scale traction, if you will, or something like that. So a couple things to really consider if you're looking to finance it is, one, certainly to save your money and finance it yourself. I think that's always kind of a great goal and really part of the venture philanthropy discipline of making sure you make the lifestyle choices and changes so you could go and steer your life in the direction you want it to go in. Secondly, maybe actually do campaigns as well. So I did do a campaign for the Kickstarter when I went to write the book. And what I did is I put up half the money, the $6,000, and raised another $6,000 from my friends and family and the readers of Go Erin Go. And I think that was a nice way to kind of go and sort of seek the funds. Is this matching idea? And to do it around, whether it's Kickstarter or Indiegogo or any of these crowdsourcing campaign sites, is to have a very clear objective and what you're going to do, what they're going to get out of it, what you're going to get out of it, and to actually have a mode of communication set up. So whether it's starting a blog or doing video series or something like that, so that you can communicate with the people who are supporting you. Another very important component, I think. Another thing to consider is certainly making money by either selling advertising on your blog or by doing freelance writing when you're on the road or things like that. So sort of either saving your money, doing a very well-defined campaign, I think with an end goal and end product, or looking at ways to at least help finance it a little bit as you're actually out there traveling. So my advice to you. Also, I want to think about, well, all these individuals are out there and doing these great big trips like I did. Adventure philanthropy isn't necessarily about travel. It's really just about giving back. And so as I'm here back in the States long term now, I'm looking at ways how to be an adventure philanthropist right in my own neighborhood and backyard. And so that's what I really love about it, because now again I'm like reinterpreting my life as I evolve into becoming more active locally and here. So not only in North America, but right here where I'm living now in Florida and California. So really think about ways just that, if it's not travel, what it is and what you're passionate about, whether it's sports or the environment, and how you could get out there to make sort of long-term changes to go and support what it is that you care about. Anyway, thanks so much for reading Go Erin Go and for writing in and for buying the book. I certainly appreciate it. Have safe travels, and I'll see you guys on the road. Bye.